What's good, people? This your boy Z the Real here, and then this video goes out to the Pittsburgh Steelers fans. In this video here, I'm going to talk about the main reason why the Pittsburgh Steelers did not make the playoffs this year. And this is actually the first time they didn't make the playoffs in going on, I believe, 7 years. I believe since 2012. 2013, they didn't make the playoffs. So I'm just going to tell you everything that's leading to basically the reason why Le'Veon Bell didn't want to suit up anymore, because he basically sat out the entire season. Okay? Le'Veon Bell didn't play at all. And it had nothing to do with him smoking weed or anything like that. No drug problem. No, man. There's an issue going on in the locker room, in the front office. To James Harrison leaving, to even Antonio Brown. For those who don't know, Antonio Brown has requested a trade. He no longer wants to be in Pittsburgh anymore. So I'm going to tell you all of these things, okay? Now we gotta go from the last 6 years, right? From them being one and done, okay? The Steelers, if you notice, in the last 5 years, especially, they have been not able to even reach a Super Bowl. And the Pittsburgh Steelers have had some of the best rosters in the league. To me, the Steelers have had literally a top 4 offense. Basically, their offense efficiency has been ranked, highest in the league. I think only New England, I think Atlanta in 2016, and I think Green Bay, those are the only teams, and New Orleans in the last 4 or 5 years have been the teams with the top ranked offenses. I ain't even counting Philadelphia, but this Steelers team has been very, very, good. The only problem with them is just the defense, right? People have blamed a lot of this on the defense, which Stephen A. Smith always points out, says he's a Steeler fan. But again, this team has been one and done. They have not been able to get past Denver, Baltimore, New England, okay? Jacksonville, they lose out every year, which they should have won. And I told y'all, man, if y'all watched my video, my playoff predictions last year, I had Pittsburgh beating Jacksonville in the playoffs. Because I said, man, the Jacksonville Jaguars ain't going to be able to beat the Steelers team twice. The Steelers team will be able to make adjustments. They should know how to play against the Jaguars. They watched enough game film on them. They should know how to properly play against them and what to do differently. That wasn't the case. Okay? And because that wasn't the case, because their heads mentally wasn't focused on Jacksonville, they was trying to focus on New England. The one game where the refs, supposedly a lot of y'all accused the refs of cheating, that they said they had a call against Jesse James in that New England game where they all called back the touchdown. That's what they were focused on. They were focused on getting revenge on New England instead of facing an opponent in front of them. Okay? So you got those type of issues. Okay? Even from Antonio Brown 2 years ago against the Kansas City Chiefs, they didn't even score a single touchdown in that game at all. Big Ben has a problem in the red zone. Okay? He's been having a problem in goal line situations for the last 2 years. And I'm going to get to Big Ben in a few minutes. But I said this before too, man. I said this even 2 years ago, man. In that one game against Kansas City, all they did was rely on the field goal kicker. The Kansas City Chiefs defense, and Andy Reid, I'm going to give Andy Reid the benefit of the doubt. He can coach defense. Andy Reid has put together some of the best defenses in the league. Spanning from his time, he's with the Philadelphia Eagles. He had Brian Dawkins and Troy Vincent over there. The man does know how to coach good defense. But Andy Reid's defense had the Steelers' offense on lock, but they didn't get in the end zone at all. They didn't score a single touchdown in that game. And they beat, basically, Kansas City through field goals. I knew the time was winding down then. Here is you, Antonio Brown. You didn't score a single touchdown in that game at all. Yet, when Mike Tomlin is talking about the victory and them getting ready for New England the following week, because that was the AFC Championship game, Antonio Brown going to go to the other side of the locker room where Tomlin can't see him, the coaches can't see him, and he going to go on Facebook Live, and you can hear Tomlin in the background talking about New England. And him sitting there smiling and laughing to his fans. I knew right then and there, man, this team is too cocky. They too arrogant. They're not going to beat New England. You're not going to beat a team like the Patriots not taking them seriously at all. That goes for any opponent in any sport. I said to myself, they acting way too arrogant. They acting way too cocky, too comfortable right now. They act like they really did something. They didn't do nothing. The field goal kicker balled out in that game. They didn't. Neither one of them. Yeah, and Tony Brown was getting first downs and all that, but you didn't beat, as far as I'm concerned, you didn't beat the Chiefs. Matter of fact, had it not been for that offensive holding call in the last seconds, Alex Smith actually had that game won. If you go back and look at that Chiefs-Steelers game in 2016 playoffs, the 2016-2017 play, you'll see it that the 2015-2016 season, you'll see that I think what was it? Alex Smith scored the 2-point conversion. I don't know if it was Jeremy Maclin, but one of the receivers or the tight end scored that 2-point conversion, but the offensive lineman had a holding call. So Steelers caught a break on that game. Then come to New England the following week. The second half, they get blown completely out. Okay? That, like I said, again, it's like Antonio Brown was even a no-show in that game at all. Big Ben still making mistakes. It's bad. Okay? So for the Steelers, the way for them not being successful and them not reaching the Super Bowl like they should have been, I blame about 80% of this on Mike Tomlin. Okay? 40% of it's on Big Ben. And then the other 10% of it is on the front office. It's on the management. For them not being like the general manager. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Colbert. I think that's his name. You know what I'm saying? I think it's Kevin. Him not being able to handle things. Not keeping players happy. Okay? Because you the GM, man, there should be no reason why James Harrison should have requested a trade, should have asked for his release last year, then went to the enemy team of New England. James Harrison is he's your veteran lineman. He is to the Steelers what Charles Haley was to the Dallas Cowboys in the 90s. He's that important to that team. James Harrison was the last of what Bill Cowher put together before he left. He was there for when Pittsburgh defeated the Arizona Cardinals in 2008, 2009. He was there for when they played against the Green Bay Packers and won that other AFC championship. Okay? He saw Big Ben throughout his entire career. So for you to bench him was clearly stupid. I don't know who gave Mike Tomlin the idea to bench him. And then on top of that, Le'Veon Bell. The reason why Le'Veon Bell didn't suit up, honestly, because he wants his money. That man don't want to get franchise tag no more, because when you get franchise tag, they don't have to pay you the max. They can pay you the minimum salary and then keep you another year or two. Le'Veon Bell said, no, man, I gave y'all my heart. I put my body on the line for y'all. I've gotten injured for this team. I'm getting hurt for this team, and then y'all ain't going to pay me, man. I don't want to stay here no more. That was basically a Le'Veon, man. Le'Veon feels that there's no loyalty at all. He said, I'm not going to keep getting injured and busting my ass for this team here, and y'all don't want to pay me my max. And then Le'Veon Bell saw what Odell Beckham Jr. was getting in New York. You see, Odell Beckham Jr. had got the max deal, that $90 million guaranteed. Odell Beckham Jr. for the next 4 years is getting paid $90 million. That's over 30,000. That's over almost like 200,000 guaranteed, man. Guaranteed money there. Not to forget to mention the endorsement he already has. Odell Beckham Jr. got the bag. That's what Le'Veon Bell wants. And see, thanks to Malcolm Jenkins and the Players Coalition, they was able to get that kind of money. And I know people didn't like me when I mentioned Colin Kaepernick. Colin Kaepernick basically opted out of his contract. He couldn't get the max deal. And he complained about it. But if he would have stayed playing football and would have took them offers and wouldn't have opted out his contract, he would have had this max deal as well. Okay? So thanks to the Player Coalition, the NFL was able to give these football players more money to go towards their pockets so they could go towards their goals they want to be done off the field. Okay? So Le'Veon Bell saw that Odell Beckham Jr. was able to get $90 million guaranteed. Le'Veon Bell wants a max deal. He said, man, I want to stay with Pittsburgh. I don't want to leave. This is my team here. But if you want me, you have to pay me money. I want all my money. Still, okay, the Pittsburgh front office, the GM Kevin go decide, okay, I don't want to give you your, I want to franchise tag you another year. Okay? I don't feel you're worth the money we want to pay you. And I get it. There's two sides to every story. They feel that Le'Veon Bell's injuries is a problem. Now, I'll be honest, man. I'll be totally honest. Le'Veon Bell has not stayed consistently healthy for the last 4 years throughout his entire career. It's his tenure with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Okay? So, I get it. I understand, right? I understand from their standpoint, from their case, right? I understand that Le'Veon Bell's injury is a problem. You think ever since Le'Veon Bell's rookie year until now, he was always hurt. Even last year, he was hurt. The man never finished the full season because of his injuries. So I understand, I get it. But again, no excuses, man. Le'Veon Bell is too important to the offense, man. And don't get me wrong, James Conner has done an excellent job. James Conner has basically secured his starting role there. Him being a backup, he did a good job maintaining the Steelers' offense, man. He's done a good job, basically taking up the slack. He's done a good job for them, man. He's not Le'Veon Bell at the end of the day. Le'Veon Bell is the equivalent of Saquon Barkley. Matter of fact, I compare Saquon Barkley to Le'Veon Bell. They both play the same exact way. For those that watched Le'Veon Bell, when he first came in, it's the same way Saquon Barkley is playing now for the New York Giants. Okay? Those two, to me, are the same. As far as skill, power and speed, Saquon Barkley is another Le'Veon Bell, pretty much. Okay? This is why the Steelers need to keep Le'Veon. Okay? But the fact that you allow Le'Veon Bell not to suit up, and he's still on the contract, but the fact that he's not suiting up, and this is why, and I try to tell my friends this, my homies that happen to be Steeler fans on social media, Facebook, this. I told them, man, the Steelers might as well trade Le'Veon Bell if he don't want to stay there no more. And then, of course, my friend Leon going to bring up, the CBA and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. He can't be traded. I'm like, the man don't want to suit up. And if he don't want to suit up, then why is his own teammates talking about it? And that's another thing, too, man. The fact that his own teammates, the offensive lineman, Big Ben himself, is talking about Le'Veon Bell was clearly wrong, man. You're not supposed to be exposing locker room issues to the public like that, especially on the media, knowing that First Take and Undisputed and these ESPN outlets are going to be talking about it. They're going to find that and use that against them as ammunition. You're not supposed to say that. They putting Le'Veon's business out there on the street like that is wrong. You're not supposed to be doing that. You know what I'm saying? And even then, Antonio Brown. Now Antonio Brown wants to leave. And then for the last week, Antonio Brown didn't even suit up in that Cincinnati game at all. He didn't. When the man hasn't showed up for meetings at all. He hasn't been to no exit meetings. He hasn't shown up at all. He hasn't talked to no coaches. Matter of fact, there's been reports that Antonio Brown and AB and Big Ben have been arguing. They've been fighting amongst each other. Okay. For those of you who haven't heard the news, AB has requested a trade for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He doesn't want to be here no more. He's basically done with the Steelers entirely. And again, a lot of this has to do with the front office, Big Ben especially, man, because Big Ben has a serious problem with throwing people under the bus. And then Mike Tomlin. Antonio Brown is basically fed up. Because to me, man, Antonio Brown is basically the Jerry Rice of that team. Okay? Antonio Brown is your franchise receiver. He's your main key piece, man. Matter of fact, it's been Antonio Brown who's basically made Big Ben look good for the last 4 years. And I understand that Big Ben has juice with that team. Okay, he's won a Super Bowl with that team. He's basically led them to 2 AFC championships victories before Antonio Brown got there. But still, man, AB is too important to that team. Yeah, now Juju Smith is good. Juju is definitely going to be the number one if he leaves. They found an excellent receiver in Juju, but that's it, man. Antonio Brown cannot be replaced. I'm sorry, man. He is the best receiver in this league by far. He is up there with Jerry Rice, Tim Brown, okay, Chris Carter. We want to go down there. We want to go down that route. Randy Moss, he's up there. Julio Jones, Antonio Brown is basically up there amongst the greats. Michael Irvin, he's up there amongst the best of the receiver core the NFL has ever had. He's definitely a Hall of Famer. I'll put him in the top 10 of receivers. Okay? Now, anytime AB wants to leave, you got a serious, serious problem. Now, the Big Ben. One of the main reasons why Big Ben is not successful like he should be is because of bad karma. Big Ben has had at least, I'm telling you right now, man, Big Ben is the type of quarterback who was allowed to get away with a rape charge and not even face a suspension. Because there's been 2 incidents where 2 different women have basically came out and said that Mr. Ben Roethlisberger have basically forced himself on him. The man had a rape charge and a sexual molestation charge, all, you know what I'm saying, came against him. There are 2 different women. 2 women have came out and said that at one point in time, Big Ben basically sexually assaulted them. But because Big Ben is a Super Bowl champion, and because he's been contending for the Steelers for a long time. They basically swept them on the run. Roger Goodell made sure that didn't come out as big news at all. I think First Take when Skip Bayless and Stephen A was still together, they only did maybe one segment on it, but that was it, right? Just like Peyton Manning. Soon as he won a Super Bowl, it came out that he raped a woman back in '98. Okay? Notice that didn't come out till after he retired, right? So that's the problem with Big Man, man. He gets away with things the brothers in the league can't get away with, like Ezekiel Elliott. Ezekiel Elliott got suspended damn near half the season. That man got suspended for like 7-9 games for a charge, and he's proven not guilty of. He didn't touch that woman, wrong woman, molester. Okay? That woman was trying to sabotage Ezekiel Elliott's career. But you see how that happened, right? Ezekiel Elliott gets suspended, but Big Man in 2012 gets a rape charge. He gets to play the entire season. You see where that goes? Bad karma right there. And ever since Big Man had those charges, he has not been successful at all. And the result of it has came out on his football team. Because of his karma, his teammates got to suffer. Why he makes all these mistakes. Okay? I'm not going to lie though. In the last 2-3 years, he's never looked that good in the regular season. Just this season alone, Big Ben leads the NFL in red zone interceptions. That's horrible. Okay? That means in goal line, every time they get within first and goal, he's getting the ball picked off. Okay? That's not going to get the job done for you at all. And this, like I said, even last year, when the Jaguars booed the Pittsburgh Steelers out last year in the regular season and then beat them in the playoffs, Big Ben should retire. I'm not going to lie, Big Ben's time is pretty much up. You in your late 30s. You're 38, 39 years old. It's time for him to go. I'm sorry, man. You got to get Big Ben the hell out of there. The Steelers are not winning they're not winning no championships. They're not going to no more Super Bowls as long as Big Ben is still there. Once they remove Big Ben, then the team can get back to win again. But again, man, it's bad karma. And there's another problem too. Big Man throws people on their bus like he did Todd Haley last year. Todd Haley should not have been fired at all. It wasn't Todd Haley's fault the Steelers didn't win that game, didn't win a playoff series. It's Mike Tomlin, not him, man. Todd Haley actually had the Steelers about to tie up in that game. Okay? Todd Haley was not the issue there at all. But see, this is the problem with Big Ben. He basically blames his problems on, he gets on other players, right? He could talk down to other players. He could get on an offensive line. He could get on his running backs, his receivers for not doing a good job, but he'll never take the blame for himself. When somebody like AB basically points out what Big Ben is doing wrong, Big Ben got a problem with it. Big Ben is the type of person that feels can't nobody talk to him any kind of way. They can't talk to him like they should be. They can't correct him. And that's wrong, man. That's totally wrong. One thing I know a lot of people don't like Tom Brady, but Tom Brady does take responsibility for his own actions. Like when they lost against the Eagles, Tom Brady put the blame on himself. He'd be like, I screwed up. You know what I'm saying? Tom Brady takes equal responsibility for everybody. Tom Brady will just talk about other players and not talk about himself. If you look at the interviews, Big Ben tends to do that a lot. Right? It's like everybody else in the wrong except him. No, Big Ben has a problem. Okay? For one, you look at him, Big Ben is one, he's out of shape than all the other quarterbacks. The man is literally overweight, man. He cannot move like he used to no more. Not to forget to mention he's had too many orthopedic surgeries. He's a sitting duck in the pocket. And then, like I say, he's not accurate no more. Again, because of Juju Smith, because of James Conner, because you got Jesse James and you got Antonio Brown, it's been able to disguise a lot of his problems. But if AB wasn't there, then, like I said, this team wouldn't be that good. They would not go 9-6. So that's what's wrong with Big Ben. Big Ben, y'all got to get him out of here. He has to retire. Now, on to Mike Tomlin. Basically, man, if I'm Mike Tomlin, I'm basically going to step aside. I'm going to resign. I'm not going to be the coach of the Steelers team no more because all issues point to everything's all going towards him. All right? Mike Tomlin, I'm sorry, man. Mike Tomlin is the problem. His play calling ain't right. I mean, he's made too many mistakes the last 2-3 years. Okay? Even this year, right? You basically what are you doing 2-point? What are you doing? Why are you doing 2-point conversion? And you like it's like you don't trust the defense at all. He outside kicks the ball where he don't have to. He's made too many bad coaching decisions. I'm being honest, man. And I don't mean to down the brother. Mike Tomlin's been one of the most successful black coaches in the league, but come on now, it's time for you to go. It's just time, man. Now it's hard for the Steelers to fire a coach that basically has won them a Super Bowl and won them 2 AFC championships. But again, man, the Steelers are not going nowhere at all. The fact that they've had a top 4 offense like they had, but yet your defense sucks, I'm be honest, man. This defense is terrible. This defense cannot stop nobody. The defense has a problem closing out football games. Okay? Too many offenses, too many teams in the past 2 years have been able to put up over 25 points on this Pittsburgh Steelers team. Too many. Even against the Raiders. How did they lose to John Gruden? The fact that they even lost to John Gruden is no excuse at all. They lost to a 3-11, a 3-12, a 3-10 Raider team. Yeah. What is it? I'm busy. Okay, I'm busy right now. I'm doing a video. Again, man. Yeah, that's no excuse at all. You got Antonio Brown, Juju Smith, and yet you let the Raider team beat you. It's a problem. The Steelers safety can't cover nobody at all. They just cannot. It's bad, man. And ever since Troy Polamalu retired, ever since Ike Taylor left out of there, they ain't been the same since. Yeah, you got Joe Hayden, but Joe Hayden's not enough. Joe Hayden's not even good on a one-on-one. I'll be honest, man. Against the Saints, Malcolm Thomas basically scored on him on a one-on-one situation. Malcolm Thomas embarrassed Joe Hayden. Joe Hayden can't blame the refs for that at all, man. You got burnt on that one. You got scored on many a times. Yeah, Joe Hayden's a decent a DB. He's been a Pro Bowler, but he's not getting the job done for them at all. And again, it's the defense. It's the defense coordinator. It's Mike Tomlin. Again, he's not making smart decisions at all. It's bad, man. And I know when I live out here in LA, if y'all think Laker fans are bad when it comes to coaches that get the job done, imagine what Pittsburgh Steelers fans are going through right now. I'm be honest, man. Pittsburgh Steelers fans want Tomlin gone. They want him fired. I'm going to be totally honest. If you live in Pennsylvania, in the Pittsburgh Steelers area, you want Tomlin gone. They want him out of there. It's just like Cincinnati finally made the decision to fire Marvin Lewis. Now, if I'm Mike Tomlin, man, I'm going to basically, I'll overstate my welcome. It's obvious. Those say Antonio Brown's not happy and Le'Veon Bell's not suited up. It's me. I got to go. Now, of course, Mike Tomlin can easily get a head coaching job somewhere else if he does resign. Okay, teams like the Browns, the Green Bay Packers especially will sign Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin will easily get a head coaching job somewhere else. But I think Mike Tomlin needs a fresh start. He needs to go somewhere else. He doesn't need to be in this Pittsburgh Steelers. He doesn't need to be on the Pittsburgh Steelers field anymore. No, he doesn't need to be wrapping the black and yellow. He needs to. He needs a fresh start. He needs to take a head coaching job at some other football team somewhere else. I think that would be good for Tomlin, where he could start over again. Mike Tomlin needs a fresh start completely. And as far as the Pittsburgh Steelers organization, they need to change everything. And I said the whole defense needs to change because they need to draft. They need to take the next. The Steelers don't need to worry about competing for championships anymore. They can't compete for no championships. They're not ready yet. That defense is clearly not ready yet at all. None, man. Yeah, they got JJ's little brother TJ, but that's not enough for them. They need more linebackers. They need defensive linemen. That's what they need, man. These linemen are not doing a good job getting to the quarterback at all. They need some safeties back there. They need to take the next 2-3 years to draft some corners and some safeties. That's what they really need. Joe Hayden is not enough for you at all. The other two safeties they got are not doing a good job at all. They can't cover nobody. This is why the Jaguars was able to score on them as much as they did last year. This is why the Cleveland Browns, if you notice, man, Todd Haley went to the Browns, right? Todd Haley made sure the Pittsburgh Steelers wasn't going to beat him that first game. And why is it? Because he knows the Steelers team all too well. He hates Big Ben. The Steelers are going to have problems against Todd Haley the next 4 or 5 years going in. But this team needs a lot of change. They need another thing too is, man, since Antonio Brown's going to leave, they need to replace him too. Like I said, this whole team needs to change. For real. I mean, the offense is pretty much straight. They still got pieces because, like I said, you still got Juju, you still got James. They could use another receiver, which they'll probably look for. But that main problem is defense. That defense, I'm sorry, man, it's terrible. It's bad over there. Anytime your defense is giving up 30-something points a game, you got a serious issue. Anytime a team like the Oakland Raiders can block your field goal kicker from winning the game, you got a serious problem. No, like I said, big man needs to go. Mike Tomlin needs to resign. If I'm Tomlin, I'm getting out of here now. I'm getting out of here before it gets even worse. Because for them, I'm guarantee you, if Mike Tomlin stays and they go in the next season, you're going to get a whole lot of issues. Everybody going to bring up Antonio Brown leaving. Le'Veon Bell not suiting him. It's going to be very, very bad next season. I'm dead serious, man. If I'm Mike Tomlin, I'm not going to go through another season with me getting bashed the way I am. And you can imagine the hate mail Tomlin's getting now, man. I'm serious. It's time for him to get the hell out of there. And again, if I'm the owner, I'm finna change the front office too. The GM may need to go too. I'll be honest, man. They need to start changing. A lot of things need to be changed with the Steelers team. So if I'm the Steelers, I'm finna take a season. They need to do what Doug Peterson did with the Eagles and take at least 1 or 2 seasons. The Steelers need time to get that team back in order because it's just not right. If you like Tyler, man, you have not done a good job restoring order in that locker room. He just really hasn't. Okay? Because now Antonio Brown is arguing among his coaches on the sideline. He's not showing up to meetings. That's just not how. And he's supposed to be a leader too. No, man. And I'm telling you right now, another problem is too, that a lot of people don't want to put it with Big Ben no more. A lot of them, that team is getting sick of Big Ben's issues. They really is. Because Big Ben will sit there and talk about everybody else, but won't talk about himself at all. He won't put the blame on himself whatsoever. That's a problem there. I'm telling you, man. Big Man needs to go. It's been time to get him out of there. I'm serious, man. They have no excuses. It should be no excuses why the New England Patriots have been in the Super Bowl as many times as they have. The Patriots have gone to the Super Bowl 4 out of the last 5 years. In the last 6 years, they go at least 4 times. At least 3 or 4 times, man. That's ridiculous. The Steelers should have gotten there at least once out of these last 5 years. If you the Steelers, there should be no reason why the Baltimore Ravens was able to get in there. Denver got in there twice with Peyton Manning being as old as he is, and then the Patriots like 4 times. No, that's just terrible. That's sad. The Steelers should have been got to the Super Bowl. Okay, even 2 years ago, they should have beaten New England. Last year, they should have beaten the Jaguars. That's not the case. You got Mike Tomlin onside kicking it when you got 2 more minutes. That's another thing too, man. Mike Tomlin has been very, very bad with his play calling. Even against the Saints, what are you doing going for it on 4th and 2, knowing full well that defense is top tier? You up 3 points in that game. Why are you going for it on 4th and 2 and you up in that game? Again, that goes to show you don't trust his defense. If we don't trust your defense, you got a problem. But again, folks, I mean, that's the video, man. I want to hear what y'all think. You know what I'm saying? What do you think about the Pittsburgh Steelers? Because to me, I just think they need to change everything around. For one, they need to draft more linemen. They need to draft for safety. They need to draft corners. They need to fix that defense. They need another defense coordinator. They need a lot of work. This whole team needs a tune-up. Major tune-up. Like I said, Mike Tomlin needs to go somewhere else. He needs to find a head coaching job with another football team in the NFL. Or if not the NFL, then college. Because, again, he has a resume. Mike Tomlin's a Hall of Famer like Big Ben is going to be. But, again, man, he needs to step down. Antonio Brown's AB is going to most likely go to another team. He's out of there. He's not going to stay there no more. Le'Veon Bell's also gone. He's not coming back. If AB basically is leaving, Le'Veon Bell is definitely not finna suit up again. That's it. And then they need to whoever the owner and GM is, they need to talk to Big Ben and tell him it's time for him to retire. Big Ben might as well start preparing his exit speech. Because you gotta get him the hell out of here. It's time to change anyway, man. The team is only getting, like I said, the league is getting younger. And I did a video on Big Ben earlier last year, before the season started, with him and all the other veteran quarterback. It's time for them to get somebody else anyway. They need a brand new quarterback. They need to find him like a Baker Mayfield, a Mahomes, or Ezekiel Elliott and go from there. Not Ezekiel Elliott, but Dak Prescott. Yeah, they need to find him a Dak Prescott. A Dak Prescott, Lamar Jackson, they need a brand new quarterback. Anyways, folks, y'all like, subscribe, comment. Stay blessed, stay tuned, and I'll see you soon.